darkness and hatred, two incredibly potent forces that can feed off of each other to turn one from the path of righteousness, to take the intrinsic values of love, peace, and harmony and manipulate it into villainy. Is it nature or nurture that determines the actions of an individual? Scholars have debated that question for millennia, arguing one side of the coin versus the other, propositioning that it could be neither, but realizing that it is likely both. But one powerful force is the existence of nature that is nurtured by an internal force. In 1304 after Exodus, the firstborn Savari awoke underneath the shadows of the Pale Tree. Traherne, born in the cycle of dusk, was the first Savari to emerge from the Pale Tree, but following in his footsteps was Faolain and 10 others. These 12 Savari were put forth into a bright, wide world, where these first Savari acted to set the foundations for their race, building up a civilization surrounding the Pale Tree while attempting to learn more about the world around them. But while most of the Savari worked to build up the grove and tend to the Pale Tree, 2 individuals desired to explore the world of Tyria and learn as much about it as possible, Kaith and Faolain. Where the story of one is often intertwined with the other, from stepping stones to great fields to dense jungles, the world of Tyria was new, and these adventurers sought to learn more about the world they had been thrown into. And with every step taken, the 2 grew a bond that would become more and more inseparable. But while love may foster, darkness is sometimes not far behind. As the 2 ventured through the ruined kingdom of Or, they stumbled upon something that would change their paths forever. Something that felt oh so similar, but with a twisted taint that stenched the air. The nightmare, a dark and twisted version of the dream that fosters painful memories and turns those exposed to it into a cruel version of their former selves. While Kaith was abhorred by this aberration, Faolain began to slowly embrace it. As the 2 carried on with their adventures, their bonds would slowly begin to shatter as they drifted apart from each other in every aspect of the word. Faolain took in an apprentice and became friends with others who began to share similar ideas to her, twisting and turning various Savari and influencing them towards the path of the nightmare. Working alongside another Savari, the first of the second-born, by the name of Kadrin, a group of people who opposed the Pale Tree and the teachings of Ventari grew in numbers, and over time would morph into the organization known as the Nightmare Court. Because of Faolain's exposure to the nightmare, she began to foster a growing distrust of the Pale Tree, becoming cautious and suspicious of the activities of other Savari, where her obsession escalated when she discovered that another Savari firstborn by the name of Wynn had a conversation with the Pale Tree about the fate of the Savari race as a whole, a piece of information that only the Pale Tree and Wynn knew about, a fate that may change the destiny of the Savari as a whole, a secret that Faolain wanted to know. As Kaith and Faolain continued to explore the world, their relationship began to grow more and more distant. From close to home to further away, the 2 interacted with the world as a whole, exploring new locations, seeing new sights, and negotiating with the other races of Tyria. But the course of Faolain's destiny would soon change forever. Kaith and Faolain traveled to the far Silver Wastes to find and meet up with Wynn, who was meeting with a peaceful Maguma tribe of centaurs, but unknown to Kaith, Faolain had summoned the fledgling Nightmare Court, and while Kaith was distracted, the Nightmare Court began to lay siege to the centaur tribe, wiping out the entire community. Wynn and Kaith were appalled, where Wynn ran away, but Kaith felt obliged to help Faolain and the Nightmare Court with the centaurs attacking them. After the centaurs were massacred, Kaith and Faolain continued into the cave that Wynn had ran into and cornered her.
You're not leaving until you tell me the truth.
Why? Why are you doing this?
Because I need to know. We need to know. Tell me what you and Mother were talking about that day.
Faolain, this isn't necessary. Please, Faolain, stop this. Please. I promised our mother I wouldn't tell anyone. Please. Let's go talk to her.
I'll make you wish you'd never left the dream, traitor.
Faolain left to retrieve the thorns of a bristleburn plant in order to torture the secret out of Wynn, leaving Kaith alone with her.
I can't tell her what she's asking for, Kaith. You've seen what Faolain's capable of. She massacred those centaurs.
They attacked first. She had to defend herself.
She struck first. He was unarmed.
No, I don't think she'd...
She'll torture me until I tell my secret. That will be the end of our kind.
The end of Silvari? What do you mean?
We come from the jungle dragon. We belong to it. We're meant to serve it.
You're lying!
I saw it in my dream. And if Faolain knew, she wouldn't keep it a secret. She'd use it against Mother. When word got out, the world would see us as monsters. You know her. All she wants is power. Think. She will break me unless you kill me first. Faolain must never learn. Please, kill me now. She's coming.
I will bear your pain, sister.
Hurry.
Kate, what have you done? Did she talk?
No. Nothing of consequence.
Because of the atrocities committed on this day, the wedge driving these two Silvari apart widened, and that cycle became irreversible. Kaith told Faolain to never return to the Grove, and Faolain embraced the nightmare even more, becoming the proper leader of this new nightmare court and driving more Silvari towards the nightmare. In the years that followed, Faolain and Kaith would have the occasional interaction. As Kaith joined the heroic guild known as Destiny's Edge, Faolain stalked the group and continued to win back Kaith's favor, where Faolain's genius plan was to poison Kaith and only give her the cure should Kaith join her. But eventually, Faolain gave Kaith the cure upon Kaith's request so that she could continue with Destiny's Edge and face Krakatork, though eventually fail. Years later, Kaith journeyed to the Twilight Arbor deep inside of the Caledon Forest to investigate the disappearance of local Silvari, where she brought with her some disgruntled members of her guild Destiny's Edge who had failed in their quest to defeat Krakatork, as well as a group of adventurers.
Here comes our final hero.
Kaith, I'm sorry I'm late. You.
Good to see you, Logan. Now we can begin.
Conniving vegetable. You never said anything about him being here.
I asked him to attend. I need all of your help to deal with Faolain.
It sounds like this Faolain and you have history.
Faolain is firstborn, like me. She's powerful and dangerous, but she wasn't always that way. When our race was new, we traveled together, her and I. We became close. We found a great darkness. I pulled back from it. Faolain embraced it. She seduces others to unspeakable acts. I cannot stop her alone. That is why I need you, and Ritlock, and Logan.
I will not work with this human. He'll desert us again.
I did what I had to do.
Then you can do this without me. If I see you again, Logan, I will carve you.
Who's deserting us now? Make a good team. Who's Ridlock anyway?
We do. We are weaker without him. Just as we were when you abandoned us.
This again? I expect this from Ridlock, but not from you. I am not a coward. I put up with your schemes and you insult me. I'm done with you. Finish this on your own.
Hello, dear heart. I see your friends have already abandoned you. How does it feel?
Faolain, it is time to end this madness.
The madness is yours. You rely on others when you know you belong here. with me.
I've moved on.
We shall see, dear heart. We shall see. 3 of my champions are here. I look forward to seeing how you and your remaining allies fare against them. Keith, meet my first champion, Sariel.
We've met. She is not worthy of you.
Oh, Faolain, what have you done to this poor girl?
I'm no girl. I am Faolain's chosen.
See how easily you were replaced, dear heart? But say the word, and you can be my favorite again.
No! I am your favorite, and I always will be. Nothing will ever change that. I'll kill you, Keith. Slowly and painfully.
You children have fun. You've done well against poor little Sariel, my pet. How will you fare against Sir Brainguar, Knight of the Court?
I am not some rat in your maze. We were entwined.
I sense fear in her, Lady Faolain. How delightful. But can she harness it? Are you sure she is worthy?
Feel free to test her mettle. She'll be up to the challenge.
So, the Firstborn continues her futile quest.
Face the truth, dear heart. The dream is a nightmare. See the world for what it is. Episodes of pain ending in untimely death.
Our paths diverged long ago. I chose the dream of our people. You, a twisted phantasm. The love I once knew has died. I won't let you continue like this.
You will regret speaking to the mistress that way.
Here at last, dear heart. Are you prepared to join me?
I will never be with you.
Not even to be with your friends. Well, they've already made their choice.
Join us, Keith.
This is the only rational choice.
We can all be together again.
Faolain has brought us together. Be with us.
Everyone stands against me. I have no one left.
This can't be real. Ritlock and Logan can't stomach each other.
Real or not, we have to deal with them. End the charade now, Faolain.
But dear heart, you used to enjoy our little games of make-believe.
I'm done with your games, and I'm finished with you. I am not your dear heart.
We shall see, dear heart. We shall see.
Damn her, and damn me for my weakness.
Following Faolain's defeat in the Twilight Arbor, she departed from the Arbor, which began a series of conflicts within the Nightmare Court. Various counts and countesses began to compete for control of the Nightmare Court, while a splinter faction known as the Toxic Court left to work for the crazed Savari Scarlet Briar. One important individual known as Duchess Chrysanthia became a prominent figure within the Nightmare Court and is poised to take control of the faction. A few years passed after Kate's adventures in the Twilight Arbor, where the forces of Tyria began to move against the Elder Dragon Mordermoth, who had recently awoken due to the efforts of Scarlet Briar. As the Pack fleet attacked Mordermoth's territory and subsequently suffered a massive defeat, various high-ranking members of the Pact and Destiny's Edge were captured by Mordermoth and dragged further into the jungle. This brought the Pack commander and allies to pursue leads on their captured friends. As the group found the captured Norn hero Ersta Galkin of Destiny's Edge, they came to find her captured alongside Faolain, who had made her way to the jungle after she had learned about the true purpose of the Savari and how they were destined to be the servants of Mordermoth.
Oh, a rescue party. Then Wolf did hear me. In here, they're starving us. No food or water for days.
That's because Mordermoth doesn't care if we're alive or dead when it plugs us into a blighting tree. Release us! Now!
Faolain, why is Mordremoth locking up so many nightmare courtiers?
You know nothing of the court. We seek freedom, and Mordremoth's yoke is even more onerous than the Pale Trees.
Forget her, just get me out! The Mordrim took Logan and Zojja and Traherne deeper in the jungle, and I don't know why.
Hang on, Mother. We're about to bust you out of there.
Oh, it's the second-class second-born. I thought you were in jail, little brother.
I negotiated my way out. Unlike you, I realized how pointless and destructive my chosen course was. So I changed it.
Oh, but you're still a prisoner. And you will be, until you stop trying to prove you're nobler than you actually are.
Head to the overpass. We can cut it off there.
We have to keep moving.
I like my chances better this way.
Mother, look out! No!
Following Faolain's, you can say, betrayal, but this is honestly expected, the group reeled from the loss of air and continued further into the jungle. It would not take long for the group to discover that Faolain had not been killed.
It's Kaith. And is that your egg she's carrying?
You've done well, Kate.
Faolain?
Bring the egg to me.
What? The egg? The egg is my wild hunt, and I can only trust myself with it.
We can all trust Mordremoth.
Faolain? No!
I need the egg!
Get the egg and run!
Captured by Mordremoth, Faolain would indeed experience the intended destiny of the Savari and became a powerful minion of Mordremoth. Twisted and turned into a Mordrim Vinetooth, Faolain would chase the pack commander, but eventually fail. As the pack commander and their allies continued through the jungle, they would eventually come to head with Faolain once again, protecting the Heart of Thorns, the core of Mordremoth.
Isn't this touching? Destiny's Edge reunited at last. Zojja, you're looking well.
Faolain.
It isn't Faolain. Mordremoth is behind those eyes.
Whoever it is about to be put in a grave.
You'll have to catch me first. You slaughter Zojja's children so easily. They were so beautiful. So much better than their mother.
They're monsters!
Don't you see? Harmony is coming, and you will join Mordremoth.
Your harmony is slavery, and we will not stand for it.
You may have uprooted Zojja and Logan, but you'll never make it to Traherne. He'll have the pleasure of following his true master.
He'd rather die than serve you.
Soon, he won't be able to tell the difference. Soon, he'll become part of us. You cannot stop the inevitable. You cannot silence the pulse of this world. Traherne is ours!
Not while any of us still breathe.
Faolain would attack the group once again, but with the help of Kaith, the group was able to drive Faolain into the ground, avenging the loss of air and ending Faolain's reign forever. And that is the story of Faolain. I hope you enjoyed. Faolain is a pretty interesting character that we see play a pretty important part in Gilbert's story up until her death in Heart of Thorns. She was always an interesting villain that I enjoyed a lot, and hopefully this video gives a good overview and summary of her entire story. If you like this video, consider watching my video about Caudace's Speedostone or my video about the Ascalonian Catacombs. I hope you all are taking good care of yourselves. Have a good one, everyone.